What's going on with y'all boys? I'm back again to review the latest chapter of One Piece, chapter 1089. This chapter is titled The Siege Incident. The scans themselves call it Under Siege, but I think the Siege Incident is a much better title. That title comes from the scans, or not the scans, the summary, the spoilers from yesterday. So I'm gonna call it that. So of course the chapter begins with everybody in Luffy's village finding about Garp going missing, quote unquote. Of course they're not really worried. They think Garp's gonna get out of it, of course. I don't think Garp's dead either. I think if he did die back there, we would probably have seen it. So I think we have future plans for him. I think he's not dead yet. I think he might die eventually, but I don't think he's dead from that. He might probably just be frozen. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll definitely get back to Garp eventually. And so after that, we see a bunch of earthquakes. And a huge earthquake happens around the world due to the collapse, or not the collapse, the evisceration of Lulusia. Because of that, there's a huge earthquake around the world. The sea level rises up 1 meter, causing a bunch of islands to sink and stuff. Tides start rising. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. It's showing effects of Lulusia being eviscerated, eradicated. It never existed, like I said. So we go back to Egghead, right? A bunch of Marines arrive, 30,000 to be exact, 30,000. They're not playing. We see Kizaru. He's having some problems with Sentomaru. Sentomaru's like, we back down. Like, what are you doing? Like, we used to be cool. Like, what are you doing? We used to be cool. You cool with Vegapunk? Like, used to be cool. Why are you doing this? Right? Why are you coming to kill us? Of course, Kizaru doesn't back down. You know, he's a puppet for the Marines. He is not backing down. He has orders to do, so he's gonna go through them no matter what, right? So we get that little exchange, and then we get to Vice Admiral Doperman recaps the whole basically the whole Egghead arc to Saturn over here, one of the five elders. He recaps. It's basically our little recap of stuff we already know. We already know what happened, right? So then after that, we go to York's call with Marijois, the five elders, and Saturn and Kizaru are listening in, of course. And this is the big part of the chapter, right? She's actually revealed to be being held hostage by the Straw Hats, Lucci, Jewelry Bonnie, Vegapunk, the real Vegapunk. She's being held hostage. They know everything is going on, right? They did this to know exactly what was going on, with who was her plan, what was her, that's why they did it. And that double spread is, what a way to come back. What a way to come back for the Straw Hats. I love that I love that part. That's my favorite part of the chapter, right? But most of the chapter is basically, like I said, the first half is, what's the word? It's, they're the effects of events that just happened, like Garp Garp disappearing, Garp disappearing, and the effects of Lulusia being eradicated. So we see the effects of that. That's most of the chapter. And then we get some setup for the Marines coming. The Marines come, of course, to get Vegapunk, prevent the Straw Hats from leaving, of course. They come in. And then we see that York tells them, she calls the five elders, right? And then they now they know the plan, right? They know the plans. So basically this is, what's the word to call it? It's aftermath chapter, right? Where people react to something that's just happened, like I said. And the next half is like set up for some bigger stuff that's gonna happen as this arc continues. Like I said, my favorite part of the chapter is definitely the double spread at the end. Most of the chapter is okay though. Definitely great to see Luffy's village again. We get some cameos from other people like Iceberg, Laboon, etc. And it's great to see them again, of course. But most of the chapters is just okay. Not the most exciting stuff until we get to the very end. Like I said, with the double spread, seeing the Straw Hats again, I miss them. We have not seen them in a good few months, so it's great to see them again. It's great to continue on with the Egghead stuff. It was really fun. It was definitely really fun. Definitely a breath of fresh air from Wano. That whole, this whole island, this whole storyline is definitely a breath of fresh air. And I'm happy that we're back to it. But, this review is probably going to be a little short. It's not too much to talk about besides what happened at the end. Definitely We are on break next week though. I'm definitely looking forward to the next chapter. What's that gonna be about? I heard that spoilers are gonna come out really fast though, like soon. I'm guessing like next week because they're supposed to come out early because of whatever something. I guess they're sending out the magazines earlier so they get the scans earlier. I don't know how it. I forget how it works, but I don't have too much to say about this chapter. Like I said, it's okay. Not anything too exciting. It's fine. Definitely my favorite parts of the chapter, like I said, are the Straw Hat stuff, and I like the seeing Luffy's people again. I like going back to Fusa Village. We do see him sometimes after big events happen, and it's great to see him again. Definitely, it's great to see some other characters cameo. It's great to see them. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the future. It looks like some crazy shit is about to happen with the Marines. All those Marines showing up. Can't wait to see what's next, man. But yeah, that's all from me, and I'll see you in the next video.